The kids in this are named Cash, Dewey, Dell, Jewel, Darl, and Vardaman.
Wow.
Which I think would all be great names for pets. Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of the Book Report presented by The Millions. I am Mike.
I am Janet.
And this week Janet and I are going again back to school. Janet and I picked books that we should have read or might have been expected to read in high school, but that we just never read. The book I picked this week is a book that I really probably should have read in high school because it's by an author who I read a lot in high school and who I really loved, and that's William Faulkner. And the book is As I Lay Dying. It's really kind of, in some parts, a pretty funny book, except in like a hugely dark way. Like, it's almost like a Coen Brothers movie or something, but like even more darkly comic. Beginning of the book, Addie is dying and her son Cash is building her a coffin right outside the window, where she's dying, which is kind of the first funny part, really. After she passes away, her kids and her husband try to take her to her hometown to get buried, and it's just a lot of trouble along the way. They have no money. Rainstorms washed out a bridge, so they're forced to ford a river, and they're not really welcomed in the towns along the way because they're carting this coffin with this woman who's unembalmed. I think the only bad thing that I'd have to say about it is that I think it would have been a little better if Faulkner had gone in kind of a Weekend at Bernie's like direction with it, and where they instead of getting the coffin, they just pretended she was still alive and she had like they put sunglasses on her and carried her around, and try to move her mouth and talk for her I'm Eddie Bundren, I do declare, it sure is hot. And I think there would have been a lot of potential in that.
Yeah.
But he didn't go that route, and it's still pretty good. It's not.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well, unfortunately, I did not have such luck.
Oh no.
Oh no. I decided to give Dune another try. So excited to not be reading Dune. I was just reading books left and right, and then I came to a screeching halt with The Scarlet Letter.
Oh, yeah.
By Nathaniel Hawthorne. It's very ponderous. Maybe in every 3 chapters, do people have dialogue and see each other? And the other 2 is just Nathaniel Hawthorne, describing their lives and what the town is like and how they're treated and how they feel. So it's, when they decide to go public and run away together 7 years after their daughter is born, he even says this was the man she used to, nay, she still does, passionately loved. I'm like, what? Why? He's always just described as having pale, fluttery lips.
Ladies love that from what I've heard.
Yeah. And just trembling like a leaf all the time. I was surprised at how much of the book was about him and his inner struggle. And I'm just I just don't feel that bad for you, dude.
Yeah.
And then he dies. He comes clean and then he drops dead. It's man, what a guy. What a guy. Definitely worth ruining your life over. Of course nobody wants to read this in high school.
Yeah. It's the least geared towards high school. I mean, you could be doing literally anything besides reading that awful, awful book.
I know. And so many things could have happened. There could have been so many interesting scenes.
Or at least one sex scene. To reward the reader for getting through it. Just one. At least
one. At least a flashback of them having
Yeah.
witty repartee or why were you so in love with each other? And oh my gosh. Oh, Hester. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I didn't like it either. Although to be fair, the amount of pastors that I slept with after reading that book, 0, just none. So
she sort of does her penance openly and works through it, whereas Pastor Dipstick just like quivers.
Oh god, it actually bored you to death, didn't it? You're gonna like die on camera.
So I highly recommend The Martian by Andy Weir, which is the book I read before this.
And I highly recommend As I Lay Dying. And I also have, well, I haven't read The Martian, but I recommend that. And I think Janet and I both highly recommend not reading Dune. That one's for you, Colin Dickey.
Man, I hate Dune.
Join us again next week here at The Millions for another episode of The Book Report. Thank you very much for watching. You'll never walk alone, Janet.
You'll never walk alone, Mike.